Hi there. My name is Ashley Lee, and I am a Lightnet collaborator. We are here today interviewing Susan Ami about her experiences with spoon bending. Here at Lightnet, we are on a quest to interview 100 incredible people who have accomplished creating telekinesis in these fun and credible ways of moving matter with our intentions. Know someone that could be interviewed? Reach out to team at lightnet.org and be a part of our mission. Right? Our mission. Wow. I am just so excited about our mission to share the most valuable knowledge on the planet. If you are interested in finding out more about spoon bending and our other labs, check them out at lightnet.org. Now let's dive into our interview with Susan Nami. Susan is a quantum energy navigator, bridging people and pets in all areas of her personal health, healing, and well-being, facilitating her energy in the quantum technologies of Reiki, shamanism, intuition, mediumship, and light language for the soul's higher good. Wow, welcome, Susan. I'm so grateful you are here. Please say hello to everyone who is on the quest to really understand and dive into what spoon bending is all about.
Hi, Ashley. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
I am so excited you're here too. Now, diving into this interview in our spoon bending lab, or called our telekinesis lab, what was the first thing that attracted you to want to bend a spoon?
Wow. Great question. You know, I think it was what this represents of what we're doing, the Curiosity Lab. I was curious. It was that, can this be something I can do? And when I actually did it, I loved it. And I knew from the moment that first class I took, I said to myself, I am a quantum spoon bender and I will be teaching quantum spoon bending. So it was just innate and my curiosity went above and beyond. So, yes.
Wow, quantum spoon bending. I love it. So, what happened that first time that you bent a spoon? What was happening in your world?
Wow, what was happening in my world? Well, I was just being present in the moment. That's what was happening. It taught me to be present and just to center myself and really let it flow, really, and not like think about all the other things that are going on, but just be in the moment and be one with it. And it just taught me so much. So that's where I was at that moment in time. I was with everybody else doing it together and then just being so excited and just such a great positive loving space. So it was beautiful.
Well, and speaking into quantum spoon bending a little bit, where were you in relation to others in the class? What was that setting, that physical setting like?
Great question, Ashley, because at that first one, I was on a Zoom, and then you had many others that were in person. So when you do these classes, the energy is different when you're in person versus when you're also then on, you're doing something, say, remotely, right? Where you're on this, Zoom platform. So that was definitely a unique experience in it as well, in connection. But you then learned and realized that there wasn't a separation, right? Because we were still energetically, quantumly doing it together as one. Because the energy, there's no distance in that space just because it's in person and here. It's just as powerful.
Wow. So you were in the Zoom room and others were live in person with Lightnet in the spoon bending lab. And you shared that it's different being live, and then you shared that it was unique being on Zoom. How did you feel when you were on Zoom and you first bent that spoon, where you were in your own space and you were in the space, in the quantum space, together with everyone on the video? How did that feel for you to join in the energy and bend the spoon with the group? Called a, I guess you would call it a hybrid class, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
live and online at the same time. What was that like for you being online?
Right, because they're not always looking and per se seeing it happen, right? Where it's because it's all about the joy and the excitement you get when you're actually doing it, and calling attention to the others that are doing it. So then you have that, effect, right? That monkey effect, right? So it was I remember I broke the spoon in half was the very first time. And I was like, wait, what? It was my first reaction. And then, but I don't think anybody initially saw that until, Adham actually saw it and said, Susan, oh my God, you broke in half. And that's when I started really jumping for joy. Like, you're right, I did. Like, it didn't hit me at first that I did it. But then when someone else acknowledged that it was so amazing, that's when my energy peaked up even more. Again, I think it's all about that, oneness together of him sharing it with me and seeing that I did it. And then everybody else saw that what we did on this end, everybody got excited. And I think others started bending more that maybe didn't bend initially either. So, yeah, that was my reaction.
Wow. Wow. And so, how did your spoon bend telekinetically? Like, how did you set it up for you to begin the bending process that ultimately rendered it breaking in half? Like, what was happening inside you to perform this level of telekinesis?
Well, the way it was set up in the process is really about a mindset, right? That's the mind literally over the matter. So, in it being guided from Zenka, in us kind of going through different spaces of meditation, I would even say mindset and mantras that we're using this coherence in, and just speaking to it, and just really just at the very end, we say, let it go. I think it's really about letting it go in the beginning too, and teaching us to just be, like I said before, in that space, in the moment, as we're mentally speaking through the process of in just such a positive, loving heart space, and really moving it through our bodies into the actual physical matter of what we're doing, which is bending the spoon. So, and then when it was time, I just felt it and just knew it was time. And when I went to go bend it, it just broke in half.
Wow.
And I didn't
And
realize
so,
I was that powerful.
isn't that amazing? We're
Yeah.
so powerful with
Yeah.
our mind, our thoughts, and our intentions. So you shared that you cleared your mind, you got present, and then you worked with the group coherence and the energy in the group to work together to bend the spoon. And then you felt it in that moment. Could you describe with everyone what is that feeling? That feeling of being in the flow. What was that flow state for you?
Hmm. I just, think of, it's like ease and flow. Everything I think of like water, right? So I always like visualize water, and everything's just no lack of resistance, right? If I'm thinking about it so much and just thinking about it, I just didn't. I was just feeling and hearing and feeling, using all those kinetics to it in what we were all doing together. So that allowed me to flow. And I think it allowed to flow without any blocks in me, because there was no other thoughts except me being in that present moment.
Wow, beautiful. So you got into the flow. For me, what you just described is it's like being in the waves or being in the water, being in the ocean and feeling the wave of energy move through you, saying, we're ready to bend. The spoon was ready to bend, right? And even went as far as breaking in half. So it's like, wow,
Right.
right? And so
Crazy.
what advice would you give others and someone looking to perform telekinesis as in spoon bending? What guidance would you provide them to begin to even going and getting a spoon or a fork? How do you move to that process, and what value is spoon bending to you that you would share with another person?
Hmm. Um, I would say is that like when you can change the way you look at things, then those things can change. Simple as that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You say that again.
When you can change the way you look at things, those things can change.
So true. And like we can all take a moment, right? Everyone watching this beautiful interview with you is like literally feeling that inside, feeling that wave of energy flow through us to know that we can create. We are the creators of the change we choose to seek. Wow, right? And so
Sounds
I
pretty
can bend
simple.
this spoon. Yes. Now, after you've bent spoons now, what value in life do you feel that spoon bending gave you? Like it could be something that is super, it was silly and fun, right? Or it could be as deep as it I now know that if I can move matter, I can move matter in my body, out of my body, in my environment, with supporting other people. There's so many applications. What are the applications that you see in your life in the value of learning how to bend a spoon?
Hmm. Um, I see it as you were saying it before, in my everyday that I am just flowing through my day. And when something is around me that I have to make a decision or a choice or even a thought, it's almost like I go back to that thought of being able to move it through my body. So, like connecting to that source of energy. And it, it's just learning how it can like benefit like all aspects of my life as I can just allow it to move through me without any blockages or stops that are coming my way. So it helps me just to kind of empower myself. I feel like on your best life on an everyday basis when you can just be present in that flow of energy of telekinesis. And then that's when the magic happens.
Wow. Wow, Susan, Ami, thank you so much for joining us. And people can find you at Infinite Life Designs. Is that correct?
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay. I'm just so excited to spoon bend now and to really experience those moments of recognizing that my intentions matter. Thank you, Susan, for joining us. And if you're interested in finding more about spoon bending and our labs, check them out at lightnet.org. Thank you for subscribing and leaving your comments below.